For most observers, a cargo ship reaching the pier marks the end of the journey. The ocean crossing is finished and the goods have arrived. But for the logistics team, this moment marks the start of a rigid, multi-day schedule. Arrival at the port doesn't mean the cargo is accessible. It simply moves the container into a new phase of regulation. Because the container itself is an asset owned by the shipping line, every day it remains in the importer's hands is a day it isn't earning revenue elsewhere. To manage this, carriers and customs authorities enforce a specific 8-step import cycle designed to move the box through the port, to the warehouse, and back into the global pool. Navigating these steps successfully is the only way for an importer to avoid the mounting daily storage fees and detention charges that can quickly exceed the value of the cargo itself. The process begins at the terminal. A crane lifts the box and places it in the yard. Though physically on land, it's legally stationary. This is step 1, arrival and discharge. The container joins the port's inventory, but it cannot be loaded onto a truck until paperwork catches the physical move. In step 2, the carrier files the Import General Manifest. This IGM is a formal declaration to the authorities, detailing every piece of cargo on board. Without this filing, the container officially doesn't exist to the local government. To leave the yard, the importer navigates 2 clearances. Step 3 is customs clearance. Duties are paid, satisfying the government, but the box remains trapped. Step 4 is the delivery order. Once the carrier is paid, they issue the release, finally unlocking the container. It's a process where digital filings and stamp approvals exercise total control over 20 tons of steel. With the clearances secured, the container can finally begin its transition from the terminal stacks to the open road. Step 5 is the gate out. The importer pays the port's handling fees, and a truck hauls the laden container through the security checkpoint and out of the facility. Step 6 is inland transportation. Whether by truck or rail, the laden container travels to its final destination, usually the importer's warehouse or freight station. This leads to step 7, destuffing. The warehouse crew breaks the seal, opens the doors, and removes the goods. The importer finally has their cargo. For the warehouse manager, the job might feel done. But for the logistics coordinator, the most time-sensitive phase is just starting, because the cargo was the only thing giving that box value. Now that it's empty, the container is a liability that needs to be moved as quickly as possible. Once the goods are unloaded, the importer is left with an empty steel shell taking up space in their loading bay. Step 8 is the return of the empty container. The importer is legally obligated to transport the box back to the shipping line's designated depot or terminal. This must happen within the free time window specified in the shipping contract. If the empty box isn't back in the carrier's hands by the deadline, the importer begins paying daily detention fees that can easily reach hundreds of dollars per container. This diagram illustrates the full cycle. The final step isn't a dead end. It's the point where the container re-enters the system to be inspected, repaired, and loaded for a new export. In the world of containerized trade, there is no final destination. The end of one import cycle is simply the necessary reset for the next journey to begin.